Um, you now see she's got this very large, looks like an elongated, old-fashioned, like a gunpowdered rifle strapped over her back, a long-barreled rifle of some kind. She's eagerly kind of just jumping up and down to herself like she's hyped up on candy like a little kid or something.
Well, my name's Scaithe. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi! Hi, you can call me Lottie. Yeah. Everyone else calls me Lottie. Yeah, that'll work. Hi, how are you? She eagerly grabs your hand and kind of just jumps up and down, shaking your hand in unison. Um, the other female across the way at this point will say, just call her Rothwell. We all do. No one calls her Lottie.
All right.
She says, no, my name's Lottie. You can just call me Lottie. Everyone else does. Everyone here's my friend. Everyone else does just fine. You be who you want to be. Still not letting go of your hand. She's still eagerly jumping up and down, shaking your hand. You gotta kind of just bear with it, the female shouts from across the way. She's like this.
Full of energy and exceptionally enthusiastic?
We wouldn't put it that way, but yeah, let's go with that. Whatever. At which point she will also kind of make her way over to you after she's close to this chest. Kind of turns towards you. You kind of got your hands full at the moment, obviously, or at least one of them.
Right.
Uh, you can see that this woman here is a half-elf as well. She's a little bit taller than you. She seems to be dressed in some proper adventurer's gear, but like seems to be very asymmetrical. Her entire right side is completely guarded. She's got like a shoulder guard, like a long sleeve, but her like left side's unguarded. You know, no guard, short sleeve. She looks like she's split down the middle in the way of her clothing. She holds out a hand and says, "It's nice to meet you, Mr. Scaithe. We've been expecting you. I am your first mate, as it were. My name's Lenora Donahue. You can call me either."
Very nice to meet you. I try and stretch out my other hand that's not being shaken to pieces.
She matches and grabs hold of your hand and quickly shakes your hand and lets you go because you obviously are still being you're still caught by this very bouncy woman.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "Come on, Rothwell, let him go. He's got things to do." She frumps like a little kid, lets go of you, and kind of just bounces over on this side, still leaning over the railing like she's hyped about what she just saw with the magic. Lenore,
Alright.
Lenore says, "It's very neat to see someone from the Adventurers Guild around here. We normally don't get a lot of people from any sort of associations like this. Normally just passerbys and, one-off peoples."
Well, it's kind of new for me to travel this far away, too. So,
Oh, that's interesting. Hope it'll be a pleasant journey for you then, she says.
well, so far it's starting off quite well. I'm absolutely astounded by your airship.
She kind of gives you a kind of a half-feigned chuckle. She's like, "Yeah, it works. It does the job." She says, "Well, you might as well go ahead and I suppose go ahead and find and meet the rest of the crew. I think everyone else is probably below deck. Maybe go ahead and get settled up with your room so you're not lugging all your stuff around there." She kind of points to all your bags.
Oh, yeah, I'd completely forgotten that I was carrying all of this. Thank you.
And she will collectively go back to whatever that was in this chest.
So I'll head down the steps. Anything, happening on deck here yet, or no?
Murdstone's still kind of just chilling over the side here, just kind of taking in the view.
Alright. Then I will head down the stairs again.
Okay. Uh, as soon as you go downstairs, you're met with the faint smell of apples. Actually, you believe that the ship has probably got some apples on it, or either someone smells like apples. Kind of take it in. You see quite a few cannons around here, fully supporting that this is some sort of militant ship, as was told before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you kind of look around and you see a small figure wander down the hallway, and shortly behind him, you see what you can guess would be the wizard you saw from earlier making their way down this hallway.
All right. Do they seem exceptionally busy?
They just seem to be walking down the hallway, head like they've got somewhere to go. They're walking somewhere.
I want to follow them.
Alright. You get about two, and the dwarf disappears in a room, as well as the wizard on the opposite side.
Okay.
You see a small little hallway, there's four doors and a door at the end.
Do the doors have any labels on them, like who they belong to, or...
They just seem to be standard wooden doors. There doesn't seem to be any label or indications on them, but you would expect these to be rooms of some kind.
Okay. I'm a little hesitant to knock on any of their doors because I don't want to bother them. Mm,
At which point this door here will open and the wizard will come out and kind of meet you about halfway and kind of just stops like he almost ran into you. And kind of just stands there. He'll kind of reach out a hand like he's going to touch you, but stop short, and this little golden sphere will then fly out from the room behind him, kind of hover about. Oh, hey! You know, shocked like he didn't see you or something. And well, you take notice. You see he's got a bunch of clothing articles in his hands. Um, yeah. You're taking my room. Yeah, this one's yours. Here.
oh, okay, thank you.
He kind of brushes past you and just kind of leaves.
Okay. That was, swift. I guess I'll just go in and leave the door open for now. Go in and start unpacking a little bit.
It's a small little cabin room as expected. There's a bed, a small little desk table, storage chest, the essentials as you'd imagine, a few little shelves, and a small little porthole to which you can see outside.
Well, I take my bag down, or take my bag off, set it next to the bed,
Mm-hmm.
flip it open, check on the dog.
Slumbering away,
Of
just as you
course.
left it.
Uh, kind of just unpack a few other things.
What do you do with your special cargo box that you've got?
I want to check out that chest here. Does it have a proper lock or key near it?
The chest has got a latch. It doesn't have a proper lock on it.
Okay. I put it on the table and open it up and just check on the cargo box.
Inside the box is just as when you opened it, full of just hay that's just in straw that's just stuffed the box, and the little oddly shaped metallic bird figurine still inside, just as you left it.
Okay. Then I am going to... I don't feel comfortable leaving it out. People would obviously check the chest. Is there space underneath the bed?
There is.
I would like to slide it underneath the bed into the far back corner,
Okay, you easily stow the box under the bed.
as well as a few other articles of clothing around it, so it just looks like there's clothes under the bed.
At which point you hear a door of some close by room open and close.
My door's still open. Do I see anybody?
Your door is cracked, it's not wide open,
Right.
but you didn't see anybody between the little gap you're able to see. Your The door closing is quickly followed by a quick little yelp and a clamor of something toppling to the ground.
Okay. I pick up the satchel again, since pretty much all there's in there right now is the dog, and I don't want him setting the ship on fire. I'd rather keep him on me.
You hear another
And
door open.
I would like to open up my door too and walk out.
You open the door enough to see a very ruffian-looking dwarf come out of the door adjacent from your room. Kind of give you a look. Ah, you're, hey, new guy, hey. Just kind of brushing you off and quickly attending to this man who looks like he's just fallen flat on his face with a bunch of little boxes in hand, spilled a bunch of, a full crate of, looks like apples everywhere on the floor. There's a crutch lying to the side as well near your feet.
I pick up the crutch and just start walking over with it.
Come on, Pally, don't give me that. You know, you can't do too much at once. The dwarf helps this little man to his feet. As you notice, this human, as well as you can tell, is dressed very oddly. He's got an interesting little helmet. He seems to be wearing some sort of feathered poncho of some kind. He looks exotic in a sense of words. He doesn't look like he would be from Steelport.
Okay.
The dwarf helps this little man kind of to his feet, and he kind of reaches out towards you for the crutch.
I hand it over.
He quickly takes it. Thank you, sir. Oh hey, you're the new guy. Um, Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Pelly. I'll be your chef here. I'm also the general doctor here, so get any scrapes like this, you can count on me. He says.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Scaithe.
Dwarf says, "Oh, not one for introductions. Whatever. Everyone calls me Beggs. It works, right?"
That'll do. Nice to meet you too.
The dwarf begins picking up the box of apples, kind of getting everything back to. He says, Pelly here may be our cook, but he learns to do too much at times. Pelly kind of hobbles over to one side and kind of just stands, like, waiting for the dwarf to hand him back his box of apples.
Okay.
The dwarf will finish picking everything up and says, "Just come on, I got it. Don't worry about it." And the dwarf will head onwards with his box of apples. Pelly will kind of hobble along behind.
All right. I will head up this way too.
You see them disappear down a flight of steps that are right there in that grate and continue downstairs.
Okay.
There is a flight of steps obviously down, and there are two more doors on the bow side. One to the right, one to the left as well.
I'll check out the one to the right. Just open it up a little bit.
The
Knock
door,
first.
no response.
I open it up a little bit.
Door opens, it is not locked. You peek inside, it looks like storage for the anchor, which there is a giant anchor in the room.
Oh, okay. Then I move over to the other door. And knock.
Don't have to knock around here. A voice comes through.
Okay, well, I walk through then.
You're meted with what looks like a charting room, a map room. Shelves line the interior, many books, many artifacts on some shelves, with a large map table completely covered in all sorts of scrolls and maps of different kinds. You're met with the sight of the wizard guy you had just met, kind of looking over one of these maps here.
Don't mean to be rude. I did get a chance to introduce myself. My name is Scaithe. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, he says, and that's about all you get.
Okay, then. I just thought I'd say hello and be courteous. I walk out the door. He seems really busy. I don't want to bother him too much. I'll ask the captain what his name is.
Alright, the ship cruises for, a few hours more. The sun starts to get low in the sky. It's just about time for dinner. Anything you want to do special before you believe it'll be about dinner time?
Nope. Nothing offhand. I've got everything laid out in the room. So
Alright.
I'll
Then,
keep checking on the box periodically.
alright, at which point, pretty much the dinner bell is rung and everyone is called for dinner. Um, you're pretty much sure it's that room with the giant table everyone was at.
Okay.
And everyone kind of collectively makes their way to the little dining hall here.
I'll wait till everyone's seated so so I'm not taking someone's seat.
Everyone's kind of not filing one by one, but kind of coming at different times. And uh, Lenora will pass you and kind of pat you on the back and say, "Just grab a seat. We're not assigned. Don't be so formal."
Okay.
Everyone starts to slowly begin to take their seats. You even see Stanton come down from upstairs on the helm, completely leaving the wheel alone, and just walks down casually. The wizard will sit over here, comes in and takes a seat. The last one, the cook kind of hobbles in and sets the last bit of food on the table, and everyone begins to kind of take to, take from, enjoy their drinks, before some light conversation comes up and just starts talking some idle ship chat until attention is turned on you. And a few people start asking, "So, do you have a story? Could you tell us something about your adventure? We're always one for tales around here."
I will tell them about the adventure I just recently had in the ruins about the sins.
Mina Vice, right.
Yes, Mina Vice.
A lot of them are enthralled by this and start trying to relate some of their past odd adventures to try and relate with you. A few of them have some interesting things to say. Some of them have never heard the likes of anything. But no one seems to really have an answer or any clear-cut explanation for your adventure. Like, no one's heard of that sort of rock, or no one's actually been to Mina Vice before. But they've heard stories and such like. You start kind of turning, trading tales of legends and fables and heroes galore. Everyone seems pretty much friendly. The wizard has not said a word. He's eating, but he has not said a word. Murdstone seems quiet, but he's actually perked up and he's said a few things to a few people. He seems very quiet and his very gruff voice will probably set the tone for what you'd expect otherwise. Captain's wholeheartedly just as happy. Even the elven woman seems to be a little bit more cheerful, maybe now that she's got some food in her. Your little hyperactive friend next to you is just jutting in at every conversation, trying to add, "Oh yeah, well I did that. Well, I knew about that before," and trying to get like the last word in.
Mm-hmm.
The cook seems generally quiet, but he seems happy. Until finally Lenora kind of just picks up a point and says, "So, Scaithe, what actually brings you to be heading over to Solurita? The place is supposed to be a ghost town."
Well, I received a bit of mail requesting help from that general area.
What kind of mail? Murdstone will kind of intriguingly butt in.
A small letter written hastily, uh, panicked almost, as well as a little package of unknown merit. I looked into it. It just seems like tiny little statue.
Statue of what? The dwarf will rise up. They're all kind of intrigued now with this new story.
Just a little bird. Letter also mentioned that I should trust no one with the details of the statue, so it's a very large leap for me to be trusting you all with this information.
Oh, so we got a stowaway artifact, the captain chimes up. A tale of mystery. Ooh, always sets the good mood. Well, if you ever figure out what it is, we'd love to have you come back and finish up the story for us.
I'd be more than willing to do so.
Um, Anyone you want to talk to particularly before a few people start leaving and kind of finishing up their meals? Anything you want to pull up?
Uh, just a quick question to the wizard. I never actually got your name.
The wizard doesn't look at you. The wizard, through his very dark glasses, kind of looks over near Rothwell. Everyone's eating. They're not like stone quiet. A few people chat here and there about some
Mm-hmm.
things, but the wizard says, "It it doesn't really matter. You can call me Silas, I guess. A few people do."
All right then. Thank you. Just didn't want to be rude and call you, "Hey, Mr. Wizard."
Could have. Doesn't matter.
Okay then.
Um, to which Miss Rothwell will kind of nudge over, kind of getting in your conversation and say, "Oh, he's just a stick in the mud. You don't got to worry about him. He's very he's down in the dumps all the time. He's like that too."
I just give a little half smile.
Everyone kind of begins with their meal and such. As the uh, dinner goes on, a few people will end up finishing up and leaving until you're left with only a few people around the table. Oh, let's say these guys.
Okay.
They're all still just doing some chit chat and
So what all have I'm trying to think of something to say here. What exactly brought you all together? Because you seem to have quite the varied group of people here.
Artemis chimes up and basically says, "Well, we were all kind of stationed around at Ikit, and well, it's just like any, I suppose, crew gets together on any sort of ship. You learn to become a little bit like a family. Kind of just you all grow on each other despite your flaws and your strengths."
Okay, cool. I just finished up my dinner.
All right. Before too long, you all respectively finish up eating, and at this point, it gets dark enough, and you feel everyone's pretty much gonna kind of retire to bed. Um, the captain seems to be the last one, kind of, to get up and leave, and he tells you, no curfews or anything. Do as you please. But it'd be best to go ahead and get rest. We don't tend to sleep during the day.
Right.
Um,
I bid a good evening to the captain and head out to the main deck for just a moment. Stare off out the side at the stars and sky.
the captain will be the last one to actually leave the dining hall. To which he'll kind of come over and kind of give you a moment of understanding without even saying anything, kind of trying to empathize with you, you suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll essentially just tell you, you can stay up here if you want. Stanton will be manning the wheel most of the night. Uh, he's normally one for some good tales and whatnot if you care to stay up, but uh, rest of us are probably going to sleep, so if you need anything, you'll know where I'll be, and I wish you a good night then, he says. The captain will disappear behind this door.
Okay. I'm going to just head downstairs and back to my room.
Okay? It is quiet. A lot of the lamps have died down. It is nighttime at this point.
I check on the puppy in the pouch.
Dog's asleep as ever.
I take a bit of meat and just put it next to the dog.
Takes a nibble but doesn't seem particularly hungry.
Yeah, just kind of leave it there in case it gets hungry later. Uh, I want to check on the box, make sure it's still in there.
Box is exactly where you left it. Nothing seems to have moved.
I pull it out and check the contents still.
Contents do not seem to seem to have been disrupted at all.
Okay, I put it back pretty much exactly how I had it. Add maybe an extra cloth just to make it look like someone lost another shirt down there or something.
You kind of start biding your time in your room a little bit, debating if you're going to go to bed or what you're going to do. Before too long, your pocket starts glowing.
I pull out whatever's glowing.
It is that magic little piece of paper that Wise Man gave you. The hint paper.
Okay, I unfold it.
Words of this black ink appear on the paper that reads, "Precious cargo you hold among rogues about you. Best time to pry eyes when asleep is the crew."
Okay. So then I would like to wait just a little bit longer. Make sure everything is still asleep. Everyone is soundly asleep.
Alright.
I pick up my box, just so I can start carrying that with me, and my satchel.
Okay.
And I walk out stealthily, or try to.
Roll a stealth check.
Or at least open the door.
Yeah,
What do we
let's
got?
roll
What do we
stealth
got? What
check
do we
to
got?
get out the door.
Nat 20.
Alright, this door is the quietest door you've ever heard.
It's
You
like, is there a
easily
door?
make it out of the room.
I want to creep down to this chest down here.
Okay?
Examine chest.
It seems to have some common rope, some what expected of a ship supply chest. A few little tackle bolts in there.
Okay. I want to head over to the map room.
Okay? Stealth check to get in the door.
19.
Alright, you easily get inside. It's not locked by any means.
Alright, what do I see in here?
The room is pretty much how you saw it the first time. Artifacts of all kind are on the shelf to the south here. Bookshelves, scrolls lining these tall bookshelves about. On the table, there seems to be just all sorts of geography maps of all different denominations, as well as an obvious chest and a few barrels about the room.
Right. I want to look at the artifacts.
A lot of them seem like non-magical, just some pots and some interesting little figurines, maybe collectibles they've, you know, were left behind by people or they've found upon their journey. Nothing that really catches your eye as out
Assort
of place.
Assorted tchotchkes, got it. What about the books?
A lot of them seem to be just like a random assortment of reading. Nothing seems to be really generalized. Uh, some in different languages, some of different stories, some are actually histories. A lot of scrolls seem to be more charts and letters and maps.
Okay. I go over to the chest. Examine chest.
Inside the chest seems to be blank parchment and blank scrolls, some inkwells, looks like writing instruments.
Okay. I'm going to leave this room. Did I leave the door open, or do I have to roll to open it again?
You left the door open.
Okay.
Don't forget this grate here also leads down.
Yes, I was about to actually go down the deck because I didn't do that last time.
Okay?
So I'm going to head down here. I didn't notice Beggs down here. Oh no.
You get down to the bottom of the steps. Roll stealth for me. See if the steps creaked at all.
4.
You take about 3 steps, get on the stairs for me, and you get a pretty loud squeak out of them. You do not know if anyone is actually downstairs.
Because it squeaked, I want to start backing up
Okay?
and back up the stairs. It's a ship. It makes noises, but I don't want to risk it. That was a pretty low roll. I'm going to get like right behind here and see if anyone comes up the stairs.
Alright, you wait a few minutes and it does not sound like anyone has moved or any sound of movement at all.
Okay, I'm going to try again.
The same board squeaks, as expected.
Oh no.
Or either you try and step over it.
I want to try and step over it.
Alright, you step over it. You get down to the steps. Bottom of the stairs. There's a door immediately in front of you, and it looks like you are in the hold of the ship. A lot of barrels, a lot of boxes, and crates galore.
I want to cautiously look past the stairs and see if there's anyone, if I see anything.
You can easily see Beggs kind of passed out among the barrels with just bottles and of presumably grog or booze just on the floor. He looks like he's passed out drunk.
Excellent. That actually is good for me. I want to try and open this door.
Alright, the door is locked.
Oh, okay. Um, can I lockpick?
You believe you can try.
I want to give it a shot. Go into my random bag of stuff and grab a few bits of metal that I can use as a lockpick.
D20 to break open the lock.
Survey says... Oh no, it's behind my picture. I can't see what it is.
8.
8. So my metal kind of just breaks, doesn't it?
Yeah, you snap one of your little pins.
Am I able to dig it out?
It's stuck in the lock.
Oh no.
You believe you can fish it out, but...
I want to try and fish it out.
Okay, you easily get it out, but one of your pins is now broken.
That's fine. So now I have scrap metal. Uh, I probably don't have any more.
You believe you can probably try and get it open with just one. This isn't like a grade A lock.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay.
3. No, that was worse.
That one breaks as well, in 2 places instead of 1.
Oh no.
And the smaller bit is jammed in the door now. You don't believe you can get it out.
Well, let's pretend that didn't happen. I'm gonna try and sneak around this way. Which means that door is now completely and totally inaccessible to me. I'm walking down this way.
You see more, as expected, barrels, boxes, crates, that appear to be all filled with supplies. Some marked ale, some marked rope, as you'd expect of a ship hold.
Mm-hmm. Do I notice this chest here?
Yes.
Examine chest?
It's not locked either. It's an easy open latch. There just appears to be a lot of tackles in this box.
Alright.
Fishing tackles.
I want to sneak this way. As I'm getting closer, it's probably getting more dangerous for me.
Right about now, go ahead and do another stealth check.
Alright. Two!
You scuff your foot or something, you make some form of noise, you bang a barrel in the dark with your foot. Beggs will actually kind of hobble up and kind of stir about, but he is apparently completely inebriated. He doesn't say anything, but he kind of gets up, still bottle in hand, and kind of just looks about.
Is it dark down here?
It is pretty dark. There's not an obvious lamp, but a little bit of light is spilling in.
Okay, I'm going to try and huddle into this corner and try and hide my presence. Roll for stealth.
You don't have to roll for stealth. Beggs
Okay.
will kind of just get up and drunkenly look around and then kind of just flop back down with his bottle of booze and quickly nod off.
Okay. I'm gonna try and walk back to the door. First and foremost, examine chest over here.
That chest is actually empty.
Okay. Check door.
Door's locked.
Try unlocking.
How would you like to try? You don't believe you have anything left you can pick the door with.
I'm going to try and use some form of flat piece of metal or something to try and slide it like the credit card trick.
Okay.
Eh.
No, you kind of just wedge a piece of metal between the door and the frame.
Am I
Gets
able
stuck.
to get it back? No, it's stuck. Okay. Well then, I am going to try and stealthily make it back to my room.
Alright, you believe you were easily able to get back up the stairs.
Excellent.
Now, you also remembered that your door did not have a lock on it, and neither one of these cabin doors had locks on them either. So
Correct.
as far as you can tell, you believe you would be able to kind of sneak in if you're good at a stealth roll.
Um, how have my stealth rolls been doing so far?
It's not for me to judge, and you have not made it back to your room yet. You are up here by this chest about mid-mast.
Okay. Well, I am just going to try and call it a night because I have not been doing very well at all.
Okay.
It's not worth me getting caught. I'm just going to try and make it back to my room. Did I leave my door open?
You did. You left your door open.
Okay. I want to try and stealthily close my door.
Roll it.
It was the quietest door opening. Will it be the quietest closing?
It is a quiet enough door. You make
Okay,
it to
quiet
your room.
enough. I am just going to not necessarily rest in the bed, but I'm going to rest in against the bed, making sure that my cargo stays safe.
Okay, let's say you nod off for a bit.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, just
Okay.
like a nap.
You wake up. It is still dark. Not by any alarming means. You just naturally wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Your bag is no longer around your shoulder. It is just on the bed next to you.
Mm-hmm.
It is empty.
Oh no. Is my door still closed?
The door is not closed. It is very slightly ajar.
Oh boy. Is the box still on the bed?
There is no box, no sign of the box. It is missing.
How did that happen? Oh no. Okay, then I run out the door.
Okay, you easily knock this door aside, to which the cook will gingerly open this door and look out as if to say, "What's all the ruckus?" You okay? What's going on?
The artifact that I just talked about at dinner is missing, as well as one of my companions.
He seems generally speechless. Okay, let's go tell the captain. He should be in his quarters. He begins to kind of quickly-ish hobble past you. To which Murdstone will also meet you at the door to look out like, "What's up?" But you've already passed him.
Yeah.
Pelly will head upstairs.
I follow suit swiftly.
Uh, Pelly will knock on the captain's door. Captain! Captain! To which the captain will answer. He looks like he just woke up. He's kind of taken off his clothes. He's like not in pajamas, but not wearing his normal wear. What's the matter? What be the problem?
Captain, the artifact that I mentioned at dinner has been absconded with, and the questionable companion has also been seems to be absconded with.